Welcome to the Amazing Authorities Podcast, where game changers, visionaries, and category leaders share how they built their brands, platforms, and global influence. Your host is Mitch Carson, international speaker, media strategist, and creator of the Instant Authority System. If you're ready to learn from those who've done it and want to become the go-to expert in your space, you're in the right place.
The Amazing Authorities podcast today has Jodi Salmon all the way down under from Australia. Jodi, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Exciting.
Yes, and you have got an interesting background, one that was a childhood dream of mine to be a marine biologist, because I used to go to the aquarium store every weekend on my bicycle. You say push bike in Australia, but I was pushing those pedals to go see all the marine life. And I thought one day I want to work in a fish store or be a marine biologist out there with all the aquatic life. But you're literally living the dream.
I am. I do actually really enjoy my job as a marine biologist, and I've been doing that for just over 20 years.
Well, but you've got this huge smile, which comes all the way from Australia, and you've written a book. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're audio only, Jodi has an ear-to-ear grin. She could do commercials for toothpaste because she's got the big pearly whites and they're glistening and showing all the way through. If you are seeing this on video, you can nod and comment and say, yes, she is showing her pearly whites. That means she brushed them, and she understands a lot about having fun. I think you chose your profession because it was interesting and fun, and that has led us into what you do today. Tell us where that took you, because you're all about fun. Jodi and fun are synonyms.
Love that. Yeah, I grew up all around the ocean, and I lived out my childhood dream. I actually decided when I was just 10 years old that I was going to be a marine biologist, and I did everything I could to get there. And then over the last, 15 to 20 years in particular, I've just moved all over the world, actually, working within marine science, and then also watching how people play and interact, and then realizing that actually the quickest way back to yourself and the quickest way to make friends, especially in lots of countries, is to, inject a little bit of playfulness. So I always have funny hats in my bag, no matter where I go. And actually my first packing item when I run trips anywhere overseas is always bring a funny hat, because I know it seems really silly and it immediately makes everyone laugh and smile when they get together.
Well, and you don't have to come from the land of smiles, which is Thailand, where I live, to get people to smile and laugh. And that's part of tapping into the human spirit. And we all need a little more of that. Because
most definitely,
too seriously, you'll end up needing daily colonics. And that isn't necessarily healthy. I think laughter can save us from having too much water in our bums. So this is it's probably not a good visual for people that are listening, but you get the idea. Jodi injects humor because of her hats. Do you have a hat handy, or tell us about your hats?
Oh, I don't know. I do have one quite interesting hat in the background that's a little bit too heavy to actually put on, but it is one of those really old school diving helmets. So I am a diver. I'm surrounded by fish 90% of the time on my job. And so I've got a beautiful, really old diving helmet on display within my office as well. Not quite so helpful. It's very, very heavy. Wouldn't be wearing that anytime soon.
Okay, well, then that's fine. But that is a symbol of your passion, isn't it?
Most definitely. Yeah.
And I know the old divers had those big helmets. Is that what you're referring to? Okay.
Yeah.
And those big suits. So you're PADI certified and then some, probably, right?
I am. I'm a dive master and a specialty instructor.
Okay. Well, we've got that. So how did you segue from being a marine biologist or a marine scientist or an oceanographer, I mean, all these labels there, into injecting fun in the workplace, which then led to your book?
Yeah, look, I have to be honest. I think that I've always done it naturally, is just being a little bit playful. And what I've realized throughout my journey is I'm now the general manager of a company and I have been for a few years. And in any leadership role, what I've realized is, again, you have to create community and you have to make sure that everyone feels safe and seen and able to do their job. And I guess part of it is about failing forward, right? So making sure that you can actually fail safely as long as you've got that supportive network. And for me, the one of the quickest ways, you already mentioned smiling. And the thing is, if
Mm.
you walk down the street and smile at someone, 9 times out of 10, you'll get a smile back. And that often changes their day. And I think the same thing happens in our workforces. If you offer an opportunity for people just to like step there, take a step, dip a toe into that fun kind of playful lifestyle, you'll actually see them open up. You'll see them be more productive and you'll see what they're really capable of. And for me, what really happened is I was very, very close to burnout a couple of years ago and I was pushing really hard. I've always pushed hard. It's all or nothing all of the time. And yet, what I was finding is, although I was doing more things and being more productive, I noticed that all the little things I wanted to do kind of slipped off, right? Because they're not essential. So for me, it's always about let's flip that script. I don't actually think playfulness is childish. Play is essential. And it's the number one thing that we should be booking into our calendar before everything else. Because if you're happy, then actually everyone around you becomes happy as well.
It's contagious, isn't it?
Most definitely. Happiness is contagious. Courage is contagious. Being a little bit silly, if you are vulnerable and silly, it gives everybody else permission to do the same. And so they become stronger as well.
Does it create a team environment, a stronger team environment? You said now that you're in a management role, you're the general manager of a company that well, you can share what that role looks like. When did you discover having this fun? Does it create a sense of belonging? Does it also reduce employee turnover? Are those some of the tangible benefits?
Most definitely. Silliness or a little bit of play can lead to amazing teamwork. So again, it's not just about, those days where you would have to be forced into team building exercises. I personally actually love some of those, but it's not about doing that with everybody because everybody plays differently. So for starters, you need to recognize that there are lots of different play types. So just like we have love languages or disc profiling or Briggs-Myers or any of these other concepts,
Right.
play actually shows itself in different ways as well. And so if you understand the underlying types, what you can also do is start to bring all those members of your team together, utilizing those different strengths as well. So 100%, it definitely creates more belonging. There's a lot of research that suggests the amount of burnout in the workplace is ever increasing and getting higher and higher. And that just having even 10 minutes of play a day can significantly decrease stress levels and increase teamwork activity within a workplace. So there's so much research going on. There's even universities that are building in play as some of their actual activities within their research as well to make sure that people are actually feeling better. Because what's really important for me is that if you feel good, you're more likely to connect with others. And then if you can connect with others, you're really going to connect to the ocean and the world around you as well. But you will not want to care and connect with anything unless you are okay as a person. So I think that's really key.
What give me an example of play at work. What does that mean? Does that mean a ping pong table in the break room? Does it mean foosball? Is it I'm just throwing ideas out. I
Yeah.
don't know. Beanbag chairs, what?
You know what? If that's what your company wants to do and that's how you feel comfortable and relaxed and you feel that that creates that, again, opportunity for people to talk and to connect and feel that they are belonging, 100%, you can use any of those things. Personally, I run a lot of field trips. We do a lot of science. And when we are in the field, we're doing a lot of data collection. So for me, it's about, again, putting a funny hat on and go, right, you know what? It's been a big day. Let's go sit on the jetty and watch the sunset. Hey, by the way, bring your funny hats. They're the best photos because they end up capturing the moment for everyone, right? Now, not everyone's in the field. Not everyone has to do any of those kind of things. So maybe it's something else in a more corporate environment. something as simple as having like, yeah, a ping pong table that people can utilize is great. It's about having maybe the idea that you can all meet up after work sometimes. It might be just, hey, by the way, we're going to take a couple of hours off today. Who wants to come for a walk? And the reason I say that is because, again, everybody plays differently. And some people like to move, yoga, dance, all of that thing. That kind of thing might actually be the way that they can release and feel playful. Whereas other people might need a ritual. They might need a coffee in the morning and sit down and journal. Like that can actually, again, just allow a moment for them. How do you bring it into a team environment? It really depends on the team. And part of it is really about sitting down with a team, understanding all of those personalities, and then actually structuring some work that they can all do together. And again, it's a weird word to say work because I don't want everybody to feel like it's homework either, right? The whole point is like, how do we make this nice and easy so people actually really enjoy going to work again rather than getting stuck in that groundhog day of the same thing over and over again? Because if you get to that stage, it's not a really good place for you or your employer to be in.
Yeah. So do you suggest designate? I mean, I know that you've researched this. You've got data to support it. And from your own management experience, but then their outside management experience, is this global that there needs to be fun? Is it just the Western world? Is it just Australia? Is it America, Europe? Would the People's Republic of China embrace this?
I think the
Really?
People's Republic of China would actually already embrace some things like this. There's whole laughter camps. There's groups where you can just jump online. I have been a part of a whole Indian group that just laughs, and it feels so ridiculously silly in the first 10 seconds. But then within about 20 or 30 seconds, you are rolling around on the floor laughing, watching these people laugh, but you are laughing with everyone around you because, again, it's contagious. So I do certainly think that it'll fluctuate between countries. And obviously, there's a definite cultural aspect, but certainly more play, more fun, more laughter is integral in everyone's lives. Now, if we look just at the United States, for example, over 48% of people say they need more fun in their life. That's massive. 50% of people are not having fun or they don't have enough of it. Like, that's a huge area for a growth.
And when did you have this wake up call, this epiphany to write this book on this topic? What caused you to think about it and then move this needle forward? Okay, I've written this book.
Yeah, so what's interesting is just like everyone else in the world, everyone has struggles. And a few years ago, I had an incident that occurred that, look, it's an event in my life. And for me, it was quite emotionally taxing. And I was sitting at home again, very, very sad for days on end and trying to work out how I could get through this. And I saw that there was actually a free acrobatic workshop just down the road from me. Now it's called Partner Acrobatics or Acro. And I turned up and I had so much fun. My body was sore in parts I didn't even know existed. And the very next day after doing that, I'm like, I'm going to sign up. And the reason that that really kickstarted it is because all of a sudden there was all of these components in this acrobatics class that I feel we really should make sure in our life. So things like trust, because you have to trust the people that you're working with. Communication, because if you do not communicate that you're ready or not ready, the trick or the task doesn't go ahead. Accountability. Every time we fell over, if you fell off, it's a mistake, right? You laugh, you can get injured, but most of the time it's just laughter because you ended up in some pretty weird positions. But instead of being angry, everyone's like, oh, actually, I think that was me. Let's try this. Or I think that was me. So all of a sudden, this amazing amount of accountability. And then just love for yourself again pops back. So this idea that you can laugh and fail safely in with a group of people was so beautiful. And after that, I really sat with it going, this is the way through. I haven't had this much fun and laughter in so long. And so I started writing stories then. And that was probably a couple of years ago now. And then I've been sitting with this concept for, I'm going to say about 18 months or longer, of I wanted to write the stories down. So there's a huge amount of a framework behind it. I call it the play framework, which is PLAY for presence, lightness, authenticity, and then your turn. So that actually underwrites the entire concept of the book. But written throughout it are all the funny stories that I've encountered throughout my years of travel as well, and the lessons that I've learned. So that's really what's got me to this point now, is going, you know what? There's something in this. Everyone I talk to about it absolutely lights up, going, yes, play is the answer. How good is this? And so for me, that was really that beautiful validation that I could take the next step with it as well.
That's awesome. So right online, we've got a picture of your book. So that's where they can go and purchase it and get involved. And where can they find more information about your workshops and trainings, Jodi?
Fantastic. Please feel free to head on over to The Element of Play. So the website is elementofplay.com, and you'll find a heap of free resources there. There's also some courses that you can join, and also where the book will be available. There's also a free quiz that you can take to find out what your play archetype is as well. So you can find out all about yourself and how to play with others.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Jodi, you've been a fun guest, and you will find more fun with Jodi Salmon, who will help you swim upriver. I'm playing on her last name of Salmon as it goes up. And it's only for the marine biologist in her that we got that. And she has been a great guest. And the name of your book and where they can find you one more time, Jodi.
The name of the book is called The Element of Play. It is available on Amazon, and it is available directly through the website as well, which is elementofplay.com.
Jodi, we'll see you again soon. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Amazing Authorities Podcast. If today's episode inspired you, take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It helps more experts like you rise to the top. For behind-the-scenes access and free resources to boost your authority, head to mitchcarson.com. Until next time, stay amazing.